All right. So for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Roz, and I am a certified wellness coach. I'm an owner of a CBD dispensary, and I'm a part of a company by the name of Wakana. But listen, that's not what's really important right now. Here's what's important. There's a movement taking place that we're a part of. It's called the Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0. And I want to welcome you to that because it's time for us to take our health, our loved ones' health, our family's health, those that we're concerned about. We've got to get it into our own hands. And this is a revolutionary approach to weight loss and health management. It's not a fad. It's not a quick thing, something you do today and don't do tomorrow, and all of a sudden all the weight comes back up on you. Some of you have seen me and you can see there is a difference, right? But it's based on spiritual principles, scientific evidence, and validation from, guess what? Real people. Quickly, let me tell you a little bit about our company. Our company is the name of it again. I said Wakana. We started in 2019. Our headquarters is in Chicago, Illinois. It was founded by 4 African-American women, but here's something that's really important to me and to us. We have more than 23,000 customers. We're a customer-based company. We've done over $8.5 million in sales in just shy of 4 years. And we employ over 20 people. We really take a lot of pride that we reinvest 1% of the gross profits into the community. And we launched this platform, this Flat Belly Lifestyle, in 2021. And since that time, we've got a 5-star rating on Google, and we've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. We're backed by a full medical advisory board that's headed by our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Rita J. McGuire. This woman has been an OB-GYN for over 30 plus years. She's delivered over 8,000 babies. Listen, she's an expert in the field of cannabis. She's an expert in the field of health and wellness. And along with her, look at this medical advisory board. We've got MDs, we got PhDs, we got chiropractors, we got pharmacists, we've got RNs and LVNs and psychologists and child psychologists and clinical psychologists. I'm telling you, that's important. And let me tell you why. It's not just important because it's good to have it, but it's because they use our products, they refer our products, they recommend our products, and they use them for their patients and their families. So here's what we believe. We believe true well-being is only found by connecting, just as our great-grandmothers did, where? Back to the garden, the earth, and to our inner wisdom. Let me take you to the book. Genesis chapter 1, verse 29 says what? I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit and seed in it, they will be yours for food. That's coming from the New International Version of Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. So understand this. Wakana is not just, and this movement is just not only about just one particular industry, but we also connected with the skincare industry and the hair care industry, herbal botanical industry, CBD and Delta 8, and our focus today is on the weight loss industry. We're talking about a global wellness industry that's yielding over 3.4 trillion, that's with a T, ladies and gentlemen, $3.4 trillion annually, and we specialize in all of these different sectors. So here's my first question I want to ask today. What is your goal? What is your goal? I need you to stop for a minute. I need you to think about that. What is the most important? And I know it's going to be difficult because so many of these things are important, but I'm going to stop sharing just for a second and see, can you give me an answer? Because I just want to get a feel for the audience today. What would you say is your most top of your list important goal? And it might be one or two that are very, very close, but I need you to just pick one. So I'm going to put this poll out there and see if you can give me an answer to what is. Go ahead and click that, whatever device that you have. If you're on your laptop or your tablet, or if you are on a computer, or if you're on your phone, go ahead and pick which one would be the top of your list. I know some of them are pretty close, but I need you to at least pick one that you would say, this is really, okay, it's the most important. It's the most important. All right. I know, Sue, I know it's all of the above, but come on. I got you. You got to pick one for me that just kind of shoots up above all the rest of them. I got you. I understand. Right? All right. I got 2 people that have done it. I need 3 other people. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I see it. I see it. Okay. All right. All right. If you can, now you should see something on your screen that you can actually press so you can vote. That's a poll there. But if you don't see it, that's okay. I understand. All right. So I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to show you, here are the results of that. Somebody said losing weight. Somebody said improving mental health. And someone said preventing chronic disease. Now, truly, I understand how difficult that might have been because, okay, now I'm sharing the results with you, let you see those results. Losing weight, our top 3, losing weight, improving mental health, and preventing chronic disease. And I am sure that pretty much you're saying, like Sue said, all of the above, right? So here's what I want to share with you in just the next few minutes. The science behind the bioscan. I want to share with you something called eating according to your blood type. I'm going to share with you the root cause of disease. I'm going to share with you solutions to help you live your best life. See, that's what I'm all about. It's time to live our best life. And I'm going to share with you some inspiring stories from real people. Because we know the top causes of death, right? We've heard it over and over again. We see people and we see the statistics about heart disease and cancer. And of course, now COVID-19 is in that top list. But you know what's in this list? Misdiagnosis. Things that have been diagnosed that should not have been diagnosed, medications that were taken that we really shouldn't have been taken. And here's some information that I believe is going to blow some of your minds. Do you know that depending on the type of blood that you have, your blood type, well, first, do you know what it is? Do you know what your blood? See, a lot of people, I did not know my blood type. Yeah, if you're A, you really, really should avoid almost everything, all animal protein. I mean, you really kind of should be vegan, I'm just saying, okay? But if you're type B, you should really be avoiding avocados and black beans and chicken, oh Lord have mercy, and shrimp. Yeah, because you don't have the acid in your body to digest it. See, sometimes we don't understand why is we eat certain things and we always swell up, or we eat certain things and we go through in our body, we eat certain things and this happens. It could be that you're eating something that's toxic to your blood type, ABs and O's. Now, O is the oldest blood type. It's the universal blood type, and you've got a little more leeway, but there's still some things that you really should avoid. So we have a technology called biotechnology. It's quantum physics. It actually shows in the cellular structure of your body what's going on, because guess what, everybody? Disease is progressive. Yeah, you hear me right. Nobody has anything overnight. Nobody has anything overnight. Nobody has anything overnight. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody has cancer overnight, no diabetes overnight, high blood pressure. And even when you tell me your grandmama had it and your great grandmama had it, all of them died of the same things, but guess what? You don't have to. Yeah, you can break the curse, you can redeem the time, and you can change what they did, and that was mostly according to their diet. So what this bioscan does, because even Albert Einstein said many years ago that the future of medicine is energy medicine. How many of you ever walked into a room and somebody was next to you and you just felt their energy, negative or positive? Why? Because it came from the cells of their body. See, all disease starts in the cells. It goes to the tissue and then it goes to the organs. And usually when we go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, you've got such and such, you got stage 4 cancer. And it's like, uh-oh, excuse me, doc, what happened to stage 1? The human body is made up of trillions of cells. And God made our body so wonderfully. Our body, these cells, they split, they grow, they regenerate, they die, they grow, they split, they regenerate, and die. There's a cycle that takes place. And that's why we actually have the ability to biologically grow younger, why we chronologically get older. See, these cells renew at different rates, our red blood cells, our white blood cells. And every time there's division and renewal, there's energy. electronic wave signals. And so that's what this bioscan does. It picks up those wave signals and help us to determine where we are in the level of disease progression. Because I don't know about you, I'm not trying to wait until the crisis. I'm not trying to wait until you tell me I've got stage 4, or you're trying to tell me I am a diabetic or I have high blood pressure. When did that start? When did I get that? That didn't happen overnight. It took place somewhere in the cells. And so that's why this scan that we're able to give you, and if there's one person in your area, whoever invited you here, see, we can find out if there's someone in your area that can give you this bioscan. It will show you in 2 minutes what's taking place in the cellular structure of your body. It will show you even in the arteries where there's plaque building up that's causing stress, that's causing the high blood pressure. It will show you in your blood vessels where the plaque is sitting there on the walls of your blood vessels, causing the difficulty for the blood to just flow through, moving us into a stage where if you were on the right-hand side of this slide that you're looking at and the artery is blocked, you know what that is? Yep, that's a heart attack. That's a stroke. But all we've got to do, and I mean this, all we've got to do is remove the plaque. Not just necessarily taking all this medication. We need to remove the plaque. We need to know when our liver is fatty, because the job of the liver is to filter the blood. Some of you are dealing with cholesterol problems and don't recognize if your liver is fatty and it's not filtering the blood. Oh my goodness, that's what's causing all these cholesterol problems. So we end up having what? Fatty liver disease. And it's non-alcoholic. See, I know you thought everybody that had cirrhosis of the liver was because of alcohol. No, not so. If you're in a position where you've got a fatty liver, basically because of animal protein, all the meat that we eat, that's the meat, that's the beef, chicken, pork, turkey, fish, causing the fatty liver. Guess what? Those deposits cause that liver to harden. And now it cannot filter like it once did. And that's why we have so many people, especially in our community, that are diabetics. And you see dialysis centers on every corner because of sugar levels. I was on a conversation with someone just the other day, and they're on the borderline of having some type of amputation. Listen, this does not have to be. We've got to stop committing suicide. What is suicide? That's a term that our CEO coined, because we are committing suicide with our fork. And we are not helping ourselves, and the society we live in is definitely not trying to help us, because what? Our neighborhoods, go down your street and count today how many fast food restaurants are from one block, or let's say from one red light to the next red light. How many of the same chicken shacks, how many of the same burger places are in the strip? And somewhere between that 5-block radius, you'll probably find a dialysis center. Because they know it's been intentional, it's been programmed. Even our children, they watch it and they say, what do you want for dinner? And they say McDonald's, they say Burger King, they say chicken strips, they say pizza. They don't say broccoli, they don't say green beans, they don't say anything that's nutritious for them, because it's been programmed, and that's what they see on television. It's $1 trillion industry. But I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to stop again for a minute and take another poll, because I need to know this, where you are. What are your thoughts? What do you think is the most important element for the body? All right, hold on just a second. Let's take a poll and find out. Let's see who knows the answer to that question. Let's see. What is the most important element? Hopefully you can see that. Go ahead and answer, answer, answer. Okay, I'm waiting on a few more people to answer that. If you should see that on your screen, go ahead and answer. There are a few more people that need to put an answer in. I'm going to wait just a few seconds for you. I see you. Okay. Is it water? Is it nutrients? Is it oxygen? Is it glucose? What is the most important element? I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. Go ahead and put your answer in. All right, I saw another person place an answer in. Awesome, awesome. So now you can see the results. We have a few people that said water, and we have more people that said oxygen. All right, so let's check this out. Let's find out what is that most important element. You got it right. Some of you got it right. It's oxygen, or the lack of oxygen. One of the primary causes of disease in the human body is the lack of cellular oxygen. The inability of the cell to use oxygen, and a lack or an excess of nutrients. Now, some of you know who I am. My name is Dr. Roz, and I'm not a medical doctor. I am a certified wellness coach. I do have 2 doctorates, one's in theology, one's in divinity. So since I am not a medical doctor, I'm going to stop and let us listen just for a few minutes from a couple of doctors. One's a naturopath, and the other is an OB-GYN. And let's hear what they have to say, or what he has to say first and foremost about this thing called oxygen. Let's listen to Dr. Eric Prince, naturopath.
Every cell in your body requires oxygen to produce ATP. ATP stands for adenyl triphosphate. That's your energy units. When you have energy, you're producing ATP. So when I'm running and competing, I produce ATP. That gives me the energy and the ability to run and compete and to win my races. If my cells don't have oxygen, then I can't create ATP. And what happens is you wind up developing acid or lactic acid. So you know how when you're running and you run for a long time, you start feeling that burn in your legs? That means you just used up your ATP, and now it's switching over to the lactic acid system. Your body doesn't do good with acid. In fact, it's been proven that disease cannot survive in an alkaline body, right? But it thrives in an acidic body. Why? Because the more alkaline your body is, the more oxygen rich your fluid is. And the more acidic your body is, the more oxygen deprived your body is.
Wow. So we've got to do something about this. If there's lack of oxygen in our body, we need to remove whatever is hindering that oxygen. And I showed you a picture a few minutes ago. Our plaque buildup hinders the oxygen from getting into our bloodstream. Then there's something else called mucus and parasites. Oh my goodness, these pictures are just so gross. But can you realize that this is what's building up on the inside of our body? Let's listen this time to Dr. Rita J. McGuire, who is an OB-GYN and who is our chief medical officer here at Wakanda. Dr. Rita, tell us about mucus and parasites.
Mucus and parasites. This is one of my favorite. You know, a lot of people say to me, well, you know, Dr. Rita, only dogs and cats have worms. You know, you may have a pet that needs to be dewormed or whatever. No, humans, we have mucus, we have parasites, and we have worms. We have whipworm, tapeworm, roundworm, giardia, hookworm, coccidia. All of these parasites and worms are in our body. Well, you may say, well, Dr. Rita, how do they get in our body? How do these things get in our body? Well, they get in our body because we're consuming animal protein. Animal protein contain all of these parasites, and when we consume animal protein, these parasites and worms are in our body. I want you to do a test. If you're out there, you still eat meat, I want you to go to your refrigerator Take out a lamb chop, take out a pork chop, take out some hamburger, whatever type of meat you have, and pour Coca-Cola or Pepsi on it. It's an experiment. And in that experiment, you're going to see worms and parasites come out of that meat. So that's how these things get into our body if we're consuming animal protein. And again, this is a reason that disease affects our body. Lack of oxygen and a buildup of mucus and parasites. All of this can be reversed with a detox, with raw food and alkaline, making sure that our body pH, our blood pH is alkaline. We'll talk about that more.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Dr. Rita. But now let's check out Dr. Eric Prince, naturopath. What do you have to say, Dr. Prince?
Once your body becomes acidic, you start leaching calcium from your bones. So wait, you're telling me that the milk I've been drinking all my life that was marketed to me that it would do my body good is actually causing me to lose calcium, which means at some point I'm going to develop osteoporosis from the long-term milk consumption. That's exactly what I'm telling you. The mucus in your system that you're getting from the dairy is actually causing what we call malabsorption. Malabsorption. Let me explain malabsorption. You're seeing a person who's not skinny, they're overweight. No, that means they've been eating, right? But they're malnourished. They're malnourished because the nutrients are not getting into the bloodstream because of the mucus buildup in their system. So we think that a person malnourished is someone who's looking skinny and frail. No, that's not the malnourished. The malnourished is the person who's looking, plump, juicy, obese. So we have to understand that a lot of stuff that we learn, we have to unlearn it. And then we have to relearn some new stuff because our life depends on it. And then also a lot of the processed foods, that's what's messing us up as well. The body knows whole food, because you're made of nutrients, you're made of vitamins, you're made of minerals. So what you're made of, the body recognizes. But when you start eating processed food, what we call the Frankenstein food, when you start eating that Frankenstein food, your body doesn't know what you're putting in it. It doesn't know it. If it doesn't know it, it can't process it. It can't digest it. It can't assimilate it, and it can't digest it. So that means that it can only do one thing: store. It stores these chemicals in fat tissue. That's why you get the weight gain in the butt, in the hips, the waist, the arms. That's nothing but stored waste in your body. As long as that waste keeps on building up in your body, it's keeping it out of your organ system. So I'm gonna be honest with you, being able to gain weight is a blessing, because if you couldn't gain weight, then the waste will be dumped into your organ systems much sooner than later.
So that's a little hope right there to help us who have got these little love handles and stuff going on in our body. But listen, we gotta get this mucus out. We had one lady, she actually saw, yes, she did, a parasite in the stool that came out on day 10 as she was going through a full body cleanse. And then we got toxins. When you walk out the door, the air you breathe is toxic. And there's toxins going on in our foods. See, there's some things that there's nothing we can do about, like what they're shooting up the chickens and the turkeys and the cows with. But what you can do about is how to detox your own body, how to get the toxins out of your body. Listen, Dr. Rita, help us out, please.
Number 3 root cause, toxicity. We are a community of processed foods, fast foods. On every block, we have either a McDonald's, a Chick-fil-A, or a Burger King. Along with that, we have dialysis centers. So our primary issue in disease states is that very important organs like our liver, our lungs, our gut, our skin need to be detoxed. Those toxins need to be released. And when they are released, we are able to really reverse a lot of disease states.
So we got to reverse it. And everybody needs to put that in the chat. It's reversible. I need you to get that in your spirit. Regardless of what you're going through, regardless of what you're dealing with, it is reversible. So
this is a big one. You know, I tell people I'm seeing more patients with thyroid issues. Wasn't very common when I was in medical school about 30 years ago or 36 years ago. But deficiencies, even deficiencies like vitamin D. You know, vitamin D deficiency has a lot of symptoms, causes a lot of concerns for our health: muscle weakness, chronic kidney disease, respiratory problems, bone pain, even infertility. We're seeing a lot of infertile couples, and just a correction in a vitamin D deficiency can make and improve fertility rates. Hypertension, skin disorders like psoriasis.
do you know that we can be deficient in things and not know it? We're wondering why we're swelling up, or why we're sweating so, or why our muscles are getting weak, or why our blood pressure's up. So many different deficiencies because we don't get it in our food. Back in the day, our grandparents, and they used to, you know, grow the stuff in the backyard. At least mine did. But now, you know, pesticides on the groceries and the foods and the vegetables and the produce area. We're deficient. And then we cook and heat up things that are really good for us. I love spinach, but every time you heat it, you've just gotten rid of some of the nutrients that are in the spinach. And so as a result of that, we find our bodies in what? Number 5, an acidic state. See, we need to be alkaline bodies, guys. Why? Well, listen to Dr. Rita.
When we look at our blood pH should be more alkaline. And again, when we look at the root cause, even in acidity, we see foods like dairy, cheese, eggs, poultry, red meat. A lot of these foods are acidic. And when we have an acidic blood pH, we have disease. So again, going to the right side of the screen, incorporating fruits, vegetables, all of these types of foods can allow our blood pH to be alkaline, and that root cause of so many diseases can be reversed. You know, fruit gets a really bad rap, you know, in medical school, in training. You know, we're always counseling our patients not to eat a lot of fruit. It's high in sugar, right? But fruits and vegetables are what we are lacking. That's what we're lacking, and that's what causes typically an acidic pH of our body.
Okay, so now I know after you heard that, you're saying, well, what the heck can I eat, right? Well, see, I want you to see this slide real up close and personal. Because when I first saw this, I'm like, oh, this is where I'm living in row 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I've just recently started doing better in column number 7. How many of you are on this call and you just don't even like water? So you're not even starting to get your body into an alkaline state. Did you hear that Dr. Rita said? Did you hear Dr. Prince even said it? Disease can't dwell in an alkaline state. So whatever that thing is that you're tackling or your loved ones are dealing with, do you understand that we can reverse it by taking control of our diet? Oh, I'm not saying that you've got to only be on the spectrum of 8, 9, and 10, although many will be. Many people are deciding, I'm going to go vegan. Some are becoming vegetarians. But listen, what would happen if you just started to incorporate more what you see on the right side of the screen than what you see on the left side of the screen? Well, Dr. Prince says that you cannot consciously resolve your health issues on the same mental level that you unconsciously use to create them. What does that mean? That means that we understand that there are things that we've done unconsciously. See, we have a conscious mind and an unconscious or a subconscious mind. And so many things we've picked up from television, from all the things we've learned as children. Mama told you, eat all that food on your plate. You know you were full. Mama told you, don't you eat nothing, don't you drink a thing until you finish eating your food. That was right. But we took that and went a different direction. So we've got to make some conscious decisions after we learn better. That's why here in this Flat Belly Lifestyle, we've got 3 products that we share with you to put in your juice. Yes, you're going to juice 3 times a day, not a smoothie. We're talking about juicing, where you extract the juice out of fruits and vegetables. And for me, it tastes really good because, see, I can't do nasty, y'all. I'm real transparent. I can't do nasty. So it tasted good. And you're going to put these products in your juice as you do a cleanse and decide to cleanse your body. We want you to accept the challenge to take control. Now, what are these products going to do? Well, Dr. Prince is going to help us understand that. Listen to this.
The products that you have to detoxify for the 21 days are sufficient to get you back to your youth. Are they sufficient to resolve your blood sugar issues? They're sufficient to resolve your high blood pressure, your arteriosclerosis issues. You know, it's sufficient to resolve these things. I didn't say cure, resolve. You have to eradicate the condition at the mind as well as at the body. It's not just what you're eating that makes you sick. Sometimes it's what's eating at you. So we need to get rid of some of that unforgiveness, some of that resentment, all that stuff from the past. Let those things go. That's baggage. The baggage is killing you. And the person you resent or the person you don't forgive, they're going on to live their life while you are being eaten alive because you have not let it go. You let go of the toxins, the physical toxins, the mental, emotional toxins, and then you balance your spirit. And that's what this process is about. So I'm grateful that you guys are taking it and you're literally running with it because now you can run, right?
Now we can run. I know that's right, Dr. Prince. I'm running now. Since I've done this cleanse, my husband and I have done the 21-day cleanse twice. Now I'm rebounding, jumping up higher and higher, running, exercising, feeling really, really good. Weight loss around the stomach area. Y'all know what I'm talking about. See, what is it all about? Reset your life. Use products in your juice to pull out. You heard us talking about the mucus and the parasites. Well, now here's the solution. Get rid of them. Eliminate. He didn't say cure. He said you can restore your body. He can get your body back. So many people, medication has been decreased. Some of them are getting it eliminated. Why? Because they're getting the mucus and the parasites out. They're cleansing their colon and detoxifying the bodily organs, not just the colon. I have guys tell me, I just had a colonoscopy. Listen, I'm not just talking about your colon. Come on, there's some toxins and there's some plaque buildup. We showed you that in the arteries, going to the heart, going to the brain, all over the entire body, in your digestive tract. You and I have to cleanse the colon and the bodily organs. And then while we're doing that, we've got to replenish ourselves with vitamins and minerals, nutrients that we're lacking. We're not getting them in our food, unfortunately. But when you take these 3 products, add it to your juice, it's in powder form, 2 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon of one, and then just 4 ounces of the colonic tea every day. Now, here's what we're going to do with you, though. You're going to do it for yourself, but you will not be by yourself. We're going to give you the emotional support. We're going to cheer you on. Yes, we have coaches that will work with you through this process, even give you step-by-step recipes, meal plans. I've seen some beautiful salads that I've tried myself. I've even taken walnuts and soaked them and used them in a blender and got it all together. And my husband, you know what he thought? He thought he was eating tuna. And it was walnuts that had been soaked in olive oil overnight and then put in a blender with a lot of seasoning, because I told y'all I can't do nasty, so it's got to taste good. And then working out. Now you got to get your workout. You got to get movement, some kind of movement. I don't care if it's walking, jogging, running, whatever you're doing, you got to get moving. And then we have ebooks to help you along the way. And so much testimony, so many testimonies. See, I told you earlier, this is real people. No paid actors, nobody just endorsing the products. We've got real live testimonies. Matter of fact, I want you to hear this one.
I was able to lose 14 pounds, 6 inches. And I love the way I look, I'm not gonna lie. I am loving this. But let me tell you what I love even more. I dropped my cholesterol 50 points, blood pressure stabilized. And my doctor and I have been fighting for the last 5 years because she wanted to put me on a statin, and I absolutely refused. And she told me I would never change my cholesterol, lowered by diet alone. Well, you can know how excited I felt when I had dropped it 50 points. I want to be optimally healthy until the day I just close my eyes and I'm not here anymore. I hope you join
And
us.
that's my sentiment. I hope you join us. Phyllis is saying that because, see, as you can see, you might say, well, she didn't have to lose that much weight. See, it wasn't just about weight. It was about waste. And that's what was clogging up her arteries. That was what was causing the cholesterol problem. But when she did the 21-day cleanse, well, the rest is history. Here's another lady, Beatrice Foster. Yeah, she's done all of our phases. And can you just see the transformation that she made? And oh, come on, ladies and gentlemen, you see where it's happening? Right there in the belly. That's why we call it flat belly lifestyle, because it's in the belly. It's that gut that we need gut health. We need to, that's where that immune system is. And then this brother, oh my God, my brother Gerald West, such a transformation. Well, let me let you hear directly from him.
There was challenges to my 21 day. There was a lot of success in the way of learning my temple, hearing my body, hearing what doesn't need to be in my body. We're talking, I like to call my parasites other voices. And I got to see which voices were mine all along and which ones weren't. I was told, being an A blood type by my mom a long time ago, that I was literally a vegetarian. And now knowing what having an A blood type means, now understanding how to juice, now understanding that I need raw foods, it's a game changer.
What a game changer. Check him out. And his wife is really, really happy right about now. So we're excited for him. We're excited for everybody. Well, what about you? Select your phase. Listen, phase one is for those persons who say, well, I don't know. Let me just kind of see if I can do this. It's plant focus. That's where you start intentionally being careful about what you eat. Phase two is saying, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to reset my body, but I can only go 7 days. I don't know if I can do more than 7 days without any meat or without anything cooked. But I'll go 7 days and drink the juice and take the products. But then for those persons who are under the sound of my voice, that were like my husband and I, who said, I ain't playing with this. I'm tired of being out of breath every time I get to the top of the stairs. I'm ready to see my belly go down. And let me tell you, things don't just happen overnight, but you start seeing the progress take place. And that's what I did. My husband and I did it, 15 pounds the very first time. We did our full body cleanse for 21 days. And it was around the gut. My husband, 16 pounds. And then we did our second cleanse, and the same process. And we're continuing to do this because cleansing should be a part of your life. Especially if you're going to be a person that says, well, now I don't know if I'm going to go vegan. And see, I'm not necessarily saying that has to be your testimony. But what does have to be your testimony is that you will cleanse your liver and your kidney and your organs on a regular basis. So pick your phase, get back with the person who invited you. If you jumped on Facebook or you jumped on because of an invitation, get back with them. Let them know, look, I need to go and get these products because I need to pick a date to get started. And you want to order your products now. So listen, I'm so grateful for you stopping for a minute to take a moment on your lunch break to lunch and learn. I'm going to open up the floor for a minute. I'm going to stop the recording.